Hi, Paul Slack. It's Good News Planet. I'm speaking with Ahmad Ashkar. Hi, how are you?
I'm well. How are you today?
Okay, good. You're the global director of the Hult Global Case Challenge, and we're going to learn about that today. And there's an event next Thursday, the 26th, here in New York at the library. President Bill Clinton and Nobel Peace Prize recipient Muhammad Yunus, both who are on Good News, are going to be participating. And congratulations, Ahmad. You're doing good things. Tell us.
Yeah, no, I appreciate it. Thanks for the opportunity and having us on. Well, look, I mean, the Hult Global Case Challenge started 3 years ago as a student movement, and it's somewhat taken its own form and become a revolution in the way that the next generation of corporate executives, if you will, since we are targeting MBA students in our annual challenge, goes about thinking about corporate social responsibility and social entrepreneurship. And what we've been able to do in 3 years is mobilize about 10,000 MBA students from 350 some odd different institutions representing 130 countries, who all compete for an opportunity to have $1 million seed capital grant be funded, through an idea that these students come up with to take on one of the world's toughest social challenges.
And unfortunately, there are quite a few. So does the challenge and what they take on, is that part of the next year?
Absolutely. So we basically, each year we select a different theme. Thus far, we've taken on things like the education crisis, the water shortage, access to energy, access to affordable housing. We're looking at next year taking on the food crisis or potentially even the healthcare crisis. And the way we do it is we challenge the students to come up with business solutions that are both scalable and quantifiable in terms of measuring. And we've really found that we're taking a different approach to taking on these social crises head on, which is coming up with scalable solutions. The reason we target MBA students in particular is because these students have expertise in business execution. A lot of them are investment bankers or have backgrounds in management consulting and have worked for the world's best companies. So when you bridge this type of business expertise with a social challenge, hence you have the creation of what we know as today as a social entrepreneur.
Give me a little bit of background on yourself.
Sure. I am a Palestinian American. I basically spent the majority of my working career as an investment banker. So after the fallout of the financial markets, I decided, like many of my peers, to go back to business school. I chose the Hult International Business School. I was looking for an international MBA focus, one that I could do in a year, and one that gave me the opportunity to travel. Actually, at Hult, you've got the option to study at one of 5 different locations around the world. And I went through a somewhat of a eureka moment when I got introduced to the world of social entrepreneurship, social innovation, which was basically one of my professors talking about social innovation in a course, and then basically meeting at the time who was the CEO of One Laptop Per Child, which is one of the world's hottest nonprofits, which sells those little green computers and kind of coined the term $100 laptop. So post-MBA, essentially, we went to the Hult family, who decided to fund our initial pilot of the Global Case Challenge, which was this international tournament, if you will, to move these MBA students from just thinking about banking and bottom line to social responsibility and social entrepreneurship. They liked the concept. They put their name on it and gave us the funding we needed to move this thing out to market. And since launching, I've been running this initiative full time. We're now the world's largest movement for social good on the next generation level, largest crowdsourcing platform for social good. We've engaged world leaders like President Clinton and Muhammad Yunus and similar. We also have the chairman of Unilever, Michael Treschow, attending our global final event in New York next week. So that's a little background on me. If there's anything else.
Congratulations. Congratulations. It feels good to do good, doesn't it?
I tell you what, from my perspective, it not only feels good, but there's an opportunity to be, to make a living out of it. Doing good on its own merit is okay, but doing good to create a shift that could potentially, end a social challenge is on a level of its own.
I agree with you wholeheartedly. You also have to, live somewhere and have food. And there's no reason why you can't make a living in doing good. And I congratulate you, and I thank you for doing that. Tell me how you got involved with some of the other organizations that are connected to this whole event.
So go ahead.
No, that's it.
Yeah,
how'd you do this?
It's
a big task. Listen to you. Look at you. Investment banker. You're going to be there with Mohammed and President Clinton.
Yeah, I tell you. So, once we got our initial funding source after our pilot year from the Hult family, then, we had to realize two things. We said, how could we make the quickest impact and the fastest track to impact possible? And the second was, how can we basically get the message, and have it go viral at as many different university and college levels as possible? So we did two, I think, key things. The first thing was we created a strategic alliance with the Clinton Global Initiative. So rather than having to chase down some of our partners that we bring in every year as our subject matter experts, for example, last year we took on water crisis. I myself and our team here is by no means water experts. So we pull in prominent NGOs or social entrepreneurs, social enterprises that are taking on the challenge area. Last year we got Matt Damon's Water.org involved. And, rather than have to chase them down each year, we created a strategic alliance with the Clinton Global Initiative, who has basically an endless pipeline of NGOs that they would be able to feed us as potential partners every year. So that's one. The second is on the down. That's kind of the upstream side of the business. The downstream side is how do I get students and my message across so I have somebody competing in the challenge. And one of our goals is, of course, creating this student revolution and shift in the way that the next gen of business leaders think about social issues. So we created strategic partnerships where we thought our target market would exist, whether that's MBA recruiting fairs, career fairs, or our biggest partnership that we did create was one with an organization called Net Impact, which has the largest student MBA membership of any other organization worldwide that targets, the next gen of social entrepreneurs that are currently doing their master's degrees. So in creating those two partnerships, we were able to create this momentum that began building year over year. And then this past year, I got lucky enough to get out to Davos for the World Economic Forum annual meeting. And it was there that, some of the same faces that I started seeing at the annual Clinton Global Initiative meetings, Net Impact, et cetera, I began running into at events like the WEF Forum at Davos. And it's through cultivation of those relationships that you get yourself into a position to have, people of great nature attend your finals, and lastly, the Hult family himself, Mr. Bertil Hult. He's the benefactor of the Hult International Business School, as well as one of Sweden's top entrepreneurs. He's a billionaire entrepreneur, probably one of the most successful entrepreneurs in all of Europe. It helps to be connected into his network as well. So
I'm sure. Wow, this is all good. We're going to also put this story up with our Water Hour. We have a show called the Water Hour, and about 100 hours worth of programming on water, and we've been involved with the United Nations International Decade of Water. So you are doing wonderful. Now let's go take a moment here with the MBA students, with the students. So how do they know about it? I know you have a website, and how do they literally get involved?
Yeah, so MBA students are generally keen to get involved in our initiative based on the prestige that we've been able to create. So the Hult Global Case Challenge is probably the most referenced, what you call MBA case competition or consulting challenge or, university-based challenge. I get calls all the time from recruiters who, are verifying the MBA students' actual participation. So, my role generally as we've grown our organization has continued to remain on the pull strategy that we use to recruit all of these teams and get the word out. And we really do it in three ways. And the first one is, myself personally relying on the skills of just the investment banking world. Roll up your sleeves and get on the phone and dial for dollars. We basically are conducting phone campaigns where we'll touch base with, literally every college or university that we can find out there on the web or in the Financial Times or in any other publication. We're going after them. We're going really after a kind of a two-tier process, and I don't want to give away all my trade secrets here of why we've been so successful, but in a nutshell, we go top-down at the university level, and then we go bottom-up. Top-down includes, direct correspondence from, our global provost to theirs. Bottom-up basically goes out from our entire student population that we've had participate in this back into their schools and their universities. And then, of course, there's our direct campaign that we run, reaching out to people of, influence, I would say, at the colleges and universities that participate in our event. I mean, if you look at our global participation, nearly every single, FT-ranked MBA program worldwide competes in our initiative, right? So we've been able to successfully do that by going bottom up and finding those individuals of influence, and getting getting hold of their email addresses or contacts, or just through the power of networks. I mean, if you go through my Facebook or my LinkedIn or any one of the social media elements, I'm probably connected to people from, at least 200-300 different business schools worldwide.
All right, great job.
I think the second wave, which is new for us, is people like you, right? We're looking at the media. We formed a strategic partnership just recently with the Huffington Post, right? We're looking at the media outlets to help us now as we go into our next wave to get this message out into the marketplace. We're creating a shift in the way the MBA students, who will certainly take on positions of leadership in the future, right? We need to get the awareness out to them, and we count on media outlets like yourself to do that.
Well, it's an honor. Thank you very much. You have a website that we can send people over to, Hunt Global CaseChallenge.com. Is there any place else that people should be going to?
Yeah, I mean, basically, HultGlobalCaseChallenge.com is one place, but find us on Twitter. Our handle is @HultGlobalCase, and we are the event hashtag for Thursday will be #HGCC. That's the acronym for Hult Global Case Challenge. And actually, we mandate our participants communicate with us via Twitter. So we only communicate via social media, and we're actually, we're very proud that all of our participants are all Twitter members and subscribers.
It's all good. All righty, fantastic. Well, congratulations. Last question, what's good news for you then, since I've heard a heck of a lot already?
Good news for me is seeing that we're actually starting to have some impact on the world's toughest social challenges by creating not a solution, but solutions, right, that can be both replicated and scaled into markets, because we've identified that there's a business opportunity at the bottom of the pyramid, and social entrepreneurship is hot. It's a key buzzword right now, and so long that it's a buzzword, it's helping us get our mission accomplished.
All right. Congratulations. Thank you very much. Look forward to seeing you on the 26th.
Okay. Thank you.
Take care. Thank you.
Thanks for having us on.
All righty. Bye-bye.